Hello and welcome to Raven and Rose. This is my glitter vampire tutorial that I actually created for a Dupe magazine competition with the theme of glitter. So of course, I'm all in there. So the first thing I did was using a airbrush silver with mist air product. I used down just the sides of my face and into the front of my ear, not right the way sideways into my ear because I didn't want to be, I don't know, attacking my brain or something, and then just bringing it down slowly onto the neck so that I can blend it in for the next stage. So I decided I wanted a bolero type look for my vampire, and I've gone with a red base. So I'm loosely drawing out that shape with the airbrush, as you can see, on both shoulders, trying to make sure they're as even as possible. And watered that down a little bit and used it just to contour my face just a little. And then while that's setting, I used my milk pencil from NYX to outline whereabouts I wanted that bolero jacket to sit, popping on some primer potion from Urban Decay, and then loosely drawing where I would like my eyebrows to sit before applying this eyelash adhesive onto my brow, and then using a cotton bud to apply the glitter onto the areas where I've applied that glue. Okay, so once I'm all sparklified, I then went in with that milk again on my eyelid and inner eye, just to form a really nice base so that the glitter I put on later will be able to shine through even more. So I'm then using a brush to lightly drag that across my lid, sped it up a little bit, and then went in with the, I think it's plum velvet or purple velvet, I will list it below. I wanted to pull it out to like a cat eye shape, but I also wanted on the inner corner of my outside eye for it to form a C shape. You'll see what I mean as I go. This is just a standard pencil brush that I'm using to blend the colour through, and I reapplied several times to get the intensity of the colour I wanted and the shape I wanted. And now I'm going in with a lovely purple shadow over that area just to set the pencil and also to give me something to blend with. So there we go, popping a bright shadow underneath my brow bone so that I can then blend out that purple. Now I'm using a Anastasia Beverly Hills colour from the World Traveller palette. I'm not sure which one it is right now, but again it will be listed below, with a angled brush so that I can make sure I get it exactly where I want it. And then I added a tiny bit of black to my brush and blended that in the corner and then down below my eye. Okay, so now I'm applying eyelash adhesive onto the lid of my eye, avoiding where I want to put my liner later because it's a bit of a bugger, and then blending in a little purple just around the hairline with that red to pull the colours together. And then I'm applying Clown White. Meron Clown White is my absolute favourite new face paint product. It just sits so nicely, it blends beautifully with the airbrushed products. It works absolutely fabulously for what I want. You can build it up, you can have it really stark white, or as I have here, I've not gone for a bright white, just a super pale. And I am already super pale, but this just helps along. I have glitter at my nose, I've just realised. Okay, so you need to set the Clown White because it is an oil-based paint. If you don't set it, it will be moving all about. And I'm just reinforcing that line I drew earlier, again with the Clown White, and then drawing in like a filigree lacy pattern that I wanted on the inner corners of the bottom of the bolero jacket. Found it much easier to do one side and then the other straight away, otherwise you forget what you've done and and it's very difficult to get them to line up. Once again, applying that powder to make sure that it sets and doesn't move. And I actually applied that all over the shoulder area in the end as well, and it worked really well over the airbrushed part of the skin. So using a very light stipple brush, just taking that iridescent excess powder straight off. And while that's being left to set, I then need to go in and reblend underneath my eyes where the clown white has just maybe taken a little bit of that colour away. So, tight lighting my upper line with Bad Gal liner, and then going in and doing my bottom line as well. And then again, using a small tapered brush, I blended that through, and then chiseled my nose out with a little bit of a red powder, and then just blending it out a little bit with a clear powder, just because it was quite bright and I didn't want it to be in your face. I wanted it to be quite subtle. So I'm using Kryolan face and body paint for my eyeliner because I have so much glitter on the lid area. Using a normal liner can be quite difficult and it can look quite bumpy, and the effect I'm going for with the liner is exactly the same effect I was going for with the eyeshadow. So I've got a C curve there on the inside and a cat's eye flick. So I'm going in with a little extra white on each of these little curves so that I have a little bit more to play with when I go in and paint in. So I'm starting at the tops of the curves with just a basic, I think it's a Snazaroo bright red face and body paint, and I'm trying to leave little lines so it looks more delicate. And then at the bottom I'm very carefully going in with a black body paint from Mehron, and again it's just very carefully trying to make sure you leave those lines in between each of those designs. And then using quite a wet mixture of a tag body paint purple to blend both the red and the black together. That seemed to work really well, but make sure it's not too wet that it dribbles down and then ruins the look. So now that everything's setting down below, I am applying tons of glitter to my sponge and applying that straight onto my face all over. So when I glitter down at the bottom too, so normally I would use eyelash glue, but in this case, because there was so much area to cover, I used spirit gum and I left that to go tacky, and then using a little brush, a little like a flat brush, I applied the purple glitter to each segment separately. And then in between I used an Urban Decay green glitter eyeliner, a heavy metals eyeliner, just to go in between each of those little petals, or whatever you want to call them, to give a little bit of more pizzazz and a bit more contrast with the red and purple, and I think it worked really nicely. And then I doused myself with glitter again all over my bolero shoulders. And this is the tube I got from Clothes Accessories, and I used the red glitter to highlight over the area where I had got a little contrast on my face, and then popped on some lashes and used that same plush velvet or whatever it is mixed pencil to give me a base, then decided to do a black outline and decided it needed a little more, so I used a NYX suede lip stick in a bottle. I can't remember what they're called, but I went over with that. I think it's called Amethyst, the shade, and using again an angled brush, I popped on, while it was still damp, as much purple dawn glitter as I could possibly get on there. And add a little bit more of that clown white, but make my cheekbones stand out a little more on the top corners. And then of course, because I've applied something else, I need to reapply all my glitter. So here I am with my fangs and my black wig and red contact lenses. These are the finished photos. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. A thumbs up would be amazing. A subscribe would be absolutely awesome. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye bye.